Now let's take a look at must number 2, judgment, which tells us that other people must do the right thing and meet my expectations in order for them to be worthy. The need that this fulfills is the need for importance or superiority. The fear that exists here is a fear of unfairness or disappointment. And the demands basically sound like this. Expect all significant others to treat you kindly and fairly, as well as act appropriately. And if they don't, they are unworthy, rotten people who deserve to be punished. Symptoms of this must include having unrealistic expectations for others, including expecting them to be infallible and perfect, assuming you are the sole authority on what is right and wrong, assuming that you have authority over others, or believing everyone else is responsible for catering to your needs. Emotional consequences include anger, rage, or fury when others intentionally or even unintentionally treat you poorly or unfairly or don't meet your expectations. Impatience with others who make mistakes or are imperfect. Bitterness against others for not meeting your needs. Or resentment towards others for being imperfect and especially for treating you unfairly or not meeting your needs. Behavioral consequences include aggression and violence as a way of punishing others for being inappropriate or not meeting your expectations. Bigotry and intolerance of anyone who does not meet your definition of right and wrong. Bullying others to enforce your beliefs of the way that others should behave or be. Nagging others to elicit the right action that you expect and require. The rational version of this belief would be that all people, including myself, are imperfect, have value to offer, and have a unique perspective of the world. So again, there are multiple false beliefs that fall under this must of judgment. And so the first one we're going to look at says that I should be concerned and upset about other people's problems. The consequence of this belief is wasted energy while focusing on other people's problems rather than focusing and directing your own life. And so the truth that counteracts this false belief that you can remind yourself includes that other people's problems almost never have anything to do with you. Getting upset because someone else is upset or has a problem does not help them feel better or fix their problem. Upsetting yourself about someone else's problem causes you to experience negative emotions for no good reason. You do not have the power to change other people or their problems, and reacting emotionally to their problem lessens your own ability to support them if that is your goal. Focusing on other people's problems takes away time and energy from improving your own life. So the next false belief is that everyone should treat each other, and especially me, in a fair, considerate manner, or else they should be punished. The consequence of holding this belief is that you're going to tend to condemn people harshly, and you're possibly even going to lash out at anyone who does not treat you the way that you want to be treated, or your own definition of fairness. But the truth is that while it's nice to want everyone to act kindly and specifically behave in a way that pleases you, the truth is that you do not hold authority over other people, and it is not your role to punish people for their behavior. Not everyone has the same definition of fairness or being considerate, and therefore they might act differently than you would expect. However, this does not make them a bad person. Punishing someone for how they treat another person is not only ineffective at challenging and changing their behavior, the person punishing them is often exhibiting a worse behavior than the original offense. So the next false belief is that people must be competent and act wisely, and if not, they have no value and should be punished. The consequence is shaming, criticizing, and rejecting others for mistakes, errors, or undeveloped abilities. But the truth that counteracts this false belief is that This hyper-judgment of others is what causes the cultural perpetuation of approval-seeking behavior. Everyone naturally has different levels of ability in different areas. However, all people are capable of growing and improving in all areas. Usually, a person's ability or lack thereof is more of a factor of their life circumstances than their true ability or talent. When someone makes a mistake or a decision that you deem unwise, there is always a reason behind it, such as not knowing any better, doing the best that they're able to do at the time, or having other influences that are causing their behavior. Even if a person has a low level of competence, they still have innate value and dignity as a human being and are worthy of respect. Even if a person makes poor choices, it does not mean they're not capable of acting more intelligently in another situation where they have different access to information, options, and experience. And the last false belief is that when other people behave badly, it means they are bad and should be punished. The consequence of believing this way is that when others make mistakes or do things you disapprove of, judging them as bad and punishing them, A, equates the behavior with the person, and B, does not lead to any form of improvement or resolution. And so the truth is that human beings are not perfect, and they do make mistakes. A person's behavior in one moment does not define their character or worthiness. Everyone has a reason for acting the way they do. Everyone has a different perspective of what is right and wrong. And lastly, punishing someone for their actions does not address the underlying reason for their actions and therefore does not teach them anything.